I mean, you shot that from about, what, 30 feet away almost? Is that something you practice a lot, or do you have the expectations that's going to go in?
I practice it a little bit. Obviously, Coach Yeagley wants me to be in the box. He doesn't want to be shooting, 30-yard shots all the time.
And lastly, something you do after pretty much every goal is you break out and dance. Everyone in the team does.
Yeah.
Just how much fun are you guys having? And was that a Millie Rock?
Yeah, it was a Millie Rock. My brother and I and just a lot of my friends back home, that's our dance. So it's kind of just a shout out to them. But yeah, we're having a ton of fun. Obviously tonight, even though we got the 4-0 win, it still needs to be a lot better, a lot cleaner.
Now, lastly, you're an upperclassman. Do you feel like a leader now? Do you take that responsibility?
Yes, especially with Colin being out last year, realizing that I couldn't wait to, I guess, take that leadership role.
You're part of that defensive line that has 7 shutouts in their first 9 games this season. What has made your defense so impressive this year?
I think just our confidence. Grant and Timmy are probably 2 best center backs in the country.
Last season, you guys played Notre Dame, and you guys lost 4-0 on the road at South Bend. How much do you guys have that in your mind, and how much does it feel like it's almost revenge tonight?
I was thinking about this game ever since we lost 4-0. This is probably the best win of the season so far.
And lastly, the team's #1 in the country. You just beat Notre Dame. What's the team's confidence level right now?
Sky high. I mean, still, we got half a season left, but we're having fun.
I heard Max mention those golden jerseys, and I thought I'd come in here and bring a little bit more to that. Archie Miller actually got that idea back in 2009 when he was an assistant coach for his brother, Sean Miller, at Arizona. And it was Archie's job to keep track of all the players, keep track of the points. And he would actually have conversations with guys every week. Anybody who wanted more minutes in the game, they come with complaints, and Archie would just say, look at the points you've accumulated this week. Not enough for me to say you should be a starter. So that's the way he's going to bring that accountability here to the Hoosiers as we see Devontae Green earn that gold jersey this week. And as a reward, Devontae Green doesn't have to run sprints. Back to you guys. And stylistically, how are you looking to match up against Rutgers?
Rutgers is talented. They're very good going forward. They're good in transition. They're athletic.
And then lastly, looking at just the grand scheme of things, you guys have been in the top 5 of the rankings for the past couple of weeks. How does your team handle high expectations?
Well, they come here with that. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're ranked or unranked.
And you mentioned Mason Toy's 2 goals. Just how confident does he look out there on the pitch? Just only a freshman leading the team with 8 goals already. I'm here with Indiana infielder Tony Butler. Now, another big performance here for the Hoosiers. You guys have won 10 out of your last 11. What have you guys been doing so well, and what's the team mentality right now?
I think actually, to be honest, they've kind of ignored me as one of the more prominent alums on Twitter, but it looks like
Have you started to think about what that first experience is going to be like when you're at Assembly Hall and you lay down that first dunk in front of 17,000 people?
I think about that every day. I daydream in class, just sitting there, just thinking like the crowd's gonna go crazy once I get that first dunk, first 3, first layup. What am I gonna do to be great every day? So that has made me work harder all season to be better and better.
Well, he says that. What's your response? What are you gonna do to be great?
Just lead the team. Try to lead my team. Try to help him out with the team, and just be the second coach of the team.
You started your career as a center because you're obviously taller than everybody out there. You moved to what many described as like a stretch 4, and now you're at what's like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
What'd you do to kind of develop those skills in your game to transition from a 5 to what you're at now?
Well, I didn't like playing big.
When did you dunk for the first time?
I dunked for the first time 8th grade in AAU.
I'm 5'6", so I don't know what that feels like. What does it feel like to rattle off a monster dunk in a game?
I mean, the crowd loves it.
Now, you mentioned how goofy of a bunch you guys have. After every goal, you guys are celebrating, and you're scoring a lot. Yeah. 5th most in the nation at this point. Griff said you're the one who organized a lot of these dance celebrations. Is that true?
Yeah, I would say that.
So how many of these you got in your arsenal?
We got some more coming.
Okay.
We got some more coming.
Now, can you run me through a few of the ones you guys have already done?
Okay, so Griff, he scored his first goal, I think, the first weekend, and then he went on a kind of stalemate for a little while. But Griff's one of the best attackers in the country, hands down. And one day I was like, Griff, come look at this dance. He was like, what is it, Shotty? I was like, and so obviously Weddy was here last year, and Weddy put me on to a lot of English music, and the name of the dance is the Lean and Bop. It's basically you're just leaning and bopping. Lean and bop, lean and bop. And it's simple, but that's something I showed Griff, and Griff started to giggle. I was like, you like that? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay, next goal you score, we're doing that. He scored, we did that. Then we got the hotline bling, which is like Drake's dance.
Yeah, everyone's got that down.
Drake and Griezmann.
Of course.
So I've been doing that a lot because I like that. Then Mason has his Millie Rock, which is the Mason likes that. So I don't
You don't touch him with that.
I don't touch him with that, but we gotta switch it up a little bit. I think we gotta score some more goals and get some new dances for sure.
And then you and Corey, I believe on your first goal of the season, you had this kind of move here.
So that was totally impromptu. Like, we did not make that up.
You impromptu both had the same exact.
Yes, that was. I still look at that goal like we still laugh about it because we did not know what we were doing, but it looked perfect. But we were hoping that's how it would look.
Are you the best dancer on the team?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, hands down. We got some robots on this team. This team has a lot of robots.
Like who? Who we calling out?
Frankie. Frankie cannot dance. Frankie cannot dance. Who else? I don't know, man. We have robots, but we're getting better.
Okay.
Regular season, it's a time to like clean up all our mistakes.
And then postseason play.
Oh,
clean as dance.
Oh, we are gonna. Oh my gosh, they're gonna sign us.
How close are you with your parents?
Very close, extremely close.
How do you stay in contact with them?
WhatsApp. Do you know what's WhatsApp?
Yeah, I know WhatsApp.
Yeah. WhatsApp. My dad, he doesn't have an iPhone, so I can't FaceTime him. But yeah, WhatsApp.
Have they ever been to the States?
Yeah. I got a lot of family up in the States actually. So my parents have been here a lot. My dad is gonna actually come up for senior night, so that'll be cool.
How much of your parents' impact do you think influenced just your level of energy and positivity?
100%, 150%. As I said, man, every single day, no matter if it's raining, whether it's sunny, it could be snowing, I could be having the worst day. I just gotta believe that I am blessed and I could put a smile on somebody else's face.
Now, when you're on the defensive side of the ball, what do you think makes you so good at what you do?
Well, offensive players are mostly, offensive line are mostly slow, so.
How hard was the adversity of that experience, breaking your leg and not hearing from Michigan State and those other schools?
I was kind of hurt. To be honest, like when I broke my leg, I didn't even know I broke my leg. Like I broke it in the middle of a game and didn't feel it for like a good couple days. And then I went to the doctor and he was like, oh, your leg is broken in 3 places. This is like, it's all right.
How'd you rehab so quickly? I mean, you broke it in 3 places.
God.
That's needing to rebuild.
You mentioned that this is a program that needs to rebuild. Your last job that you took in Maryland was a program you got there. Their last recruiting class was 170th in the country. And by the time you leave, you have 2 top 15 recruiting classes. How did you go about that rebuild?
Well, I think it's about energy.
You ever get rickrolled? Rickrolled, you know, did you ever click on a YouTube video with this extremely intriguing headline that gets your hopes up and then you somehow find yourself watching a Rick Astley music video from 1987? Yeah, rickrolled. Everyone has had to listen to I'm Never Gonna Give You Up at least once. Now imagine getting rickrolled over and over and over and over. And should I do it one more time? Should I do it one more time? I'm gonna do it one more time. And over again. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what it feels like to watch IU football. The interesting title on a YouTube video, that's Indiana's chances against a ranked opponent. As much as you want to believe, it is almost inevitable that it will never happen. Indiana football could be in the best place that it has been in 25 years. Tom Allen's enthusiasm is infectious. Fans are excited about the potential of the program, and yet the tale is always the same. This past Saturday, Indiana hung with Michigan State on the road until crumbling at the very end to lose 17-9. They provided a challenge, but nothing more. Today we ask, what is the current status of Indiana football? And when is providing just a challenge not enough?
Now, I can't really ask this question to a lot of people in the world, but what does it mean to you to be just the title of the fastest in the pool?
It's cool. You know, it's a great point when I'm arguing with someone. To be honest, it's like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. They're like, yes, I do. I'm like, well, I mean, I would know the best because I'm the fastest in the world.
Indiana has no idea whether they have an offensive line that's competent, whether they have a running back that can actually run the ball against a competent defense, or whether they have a quarterback because they've got two and no one knows which one will work. Champion, hit me, quick.
The Warriors.
Warriors. It's hard to go against the Warriors. It really is.
LeBron's still in the league, so you never know.
Exactly.
It has to be Golden State.
Has to be Golden State. Now, coming up after the break, our panel will switch the discussion and preview some IU basketball. Stay tuned. If you're Mason Toy here, what's your approach?
Well, from that spot, you're trying to look to go back post, trying to find Grant Lillard, Timmy Mel.
It's sent in to Grant Lillard, gets his head on that one. Up for Dorsey, off another head, and just over the net. Andrew Gutman, like many Hoosiers, calling and claiming that was off of Jimmy Haig.
See it again. They went to Grant Lillard at that back post. Haig was off his line, and then Dorsey and Gutman both got into it on there. Dorsey trying to send it to the opposite corner. Gutman just trying to tip it over Haig's hands, and Haig tipped it out. But now a corner kick for the Hoosiers.
Swartz to take this in-swinger. Sends it to the middle of the box, and it's cleared out by Pimlott. Now to the top of the box. Poncho can't control, and now DeJuan Jones can work the counter. They've got numbers. Krolicki here. One-on-one with Buckmaster. Swartz taken down by Jones. Played through for Jones, who gives it a shot just wide of the net. A pivotal opportunity for the Spartans.
And that's an ambitious shot there from Jones, but I actually really like this effort from Jones, who is streaking down that left side. He takes a rip at it, and it's close to going in, but it's also in a good spot where other players can come in, like Sierakowski, to tip it in. And it looked like Trey Muse might have got a touch on it out of bounds, so it will be a corner kick for the Spartans.
DeJuan Jones really showing how much he's improved in his 3 years at Michigan State. His first 2 years at the program, he really spent a lot of time on the bench, was that energy guy off the bench, as almost a super sub. But now with a elevated role, coming in second team all Big Ten and second in goals for the Spartans. Short cross is then sent to the near post. Indiana looking to clear out, and they do. Off the shoulder now of Sentala. Plays it forward for Sierakowski. He's going to look into the box. A quick move, a quick shot right at the chest of Trey Muse.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State has absolutely been the better team in the first 15 minutes of this game. They've been the aggressor on both ends. Been very good defensively. Whatever Indiana has thrown at them, Indiana's really only had that one chance from that free kick just a couple minutes ago from Mason Toy. Michigan State is creating a lot of chances, and Indiana looks out of sorts in the back, and that is not something you've seen too often this season.
Mel. Send this long ball forward for Dorsey. Dorsey can't keep control, and now Watungo can do the same. Up to Sierakowski. Both teams playing a little back and forth. And now we're 15 minutes in, and Jacob, what are the keys moving forward for both sides?
Obviously, Indiana they're gonna have to start pressing up a little more, start to be more aggressive, but they don't want to get too stupid with it. They want to stay smart, keep their line at the back, make sure they're strong at the back, and not let anything go through yet again, as they did in the first 2 minutes of this game. Let a great header from Sierakowski find the back of the net, but they're really gonna have to start to press up, pressure that back line, and try to make them make mistakes.
Gutman on the ball, a key turnover. With the 1-2 with Thomas, now up to Poncho. Poncho creating space, tries to chip this one forward, and another corner kick for the Hoosiers.
And that's a great job by Andrew Gutman right there to take the step, lay it off to Thomas, and Thomas with a nice job, the little 1-2 right back to Gutman. We'll see it again here. Gutman has a great ball into Poncho right here, and then Poncho does the rest to earn the corner.
Mason Toy, the freshman from New Jersey, named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He'll take this corner as we see a little bit of a talking to coming down to Griffin Dorsey and Brad Sentala.
I talked about how this was going to get physical, and it's already getting physical between Griffin Dorsey and Michael Pimlott in the middle there.
Toy now to send in this in-swinger. To the middle of the box, and Jimmy Hague is there.
Yeah, not any trouble at all there for Jimmy Hague, the Big Ten goalkeeper of the year for the Michigan State Spartans, the junior coming out, having a great season, 54 saves on the season, 12 goals allowed, and 11 shutouts to go along with that.
Jimmy Hague, an interesting case. Spent most of his high school career playing center back and just got pushed over to the goalkeeper position, and he's been arguably one of the best in the nation. Right,
him and one of his best friends, they both played kind of split time in that goalkeeper position, and then he started to shoot up at that. He's 6'4" right now. Him and his best friend started to play that goalkeeper position. His best friend was a little bit shorter, so they ended up switching, and now he's playing very well in that goalkeeper position.
Poncho tries to send this low cross in the box. It's cleared out by Watungu. Frankie Moore now to Griffin Dorsey. Moore and Dorsey playing a little 1-2. Dorsey pushing it out wide. And a big takedown coming from Connor Corrigan. That's going to go out of play. The Fishers, Indiana native using his aggression.
Yeah, Griffin Dorsey's going to try to draw the foul here, but Corrigan does a nice job making sure he's angled so he can stab in there, get the ball first, and get the ball out of bounds. Trevor Swartz is going to have a long throw in here, so it acts as almost like a corner. Trevor Swartz taking those corners from that same side. So he's going to try to get it into the box and near the 6-yard line.
Swartz up to Lillard, who heads it forward, and Hague is there once again. Hague now going to look to push the tempo. Michigan State switching sides here. As Jones controls it in the midfield, and a nice play by Poncho as Reese Buckmaster now has it. Up to Dorsey. Played forward for Buckmaster. He's going to look to cross this to the top of the box. No one is there, but then there's Corey Thomas off the volley.
And not a terrible chance from Corey Thomas from the top of the 18. I mean, he had time in front of him. He possibly could have taken a touch, but that Michigan State back line was right in front of him. So a smart play there to try to get it on there. It was a nice ball played in by Buckmaster. Went all the way through the back line. Thomas just putting a one-timer on it. Couldn't quite get around it.
Off of Thomas's head. Now Sierakowski going to fight with Gutman for this. Gutman back to Lillard, and Indiana can reset. And that Gutman-Lillard pairing is something you've been hearing for a long time here at Indiana, and a long time in the past, both part of that Chicago Fire Academy, and they speak highly of each other all the time.
Absolutely, only separated by 1 year. Both are from Hinsdale, Illinois, played for the Chicago Fire Academy, so they've played a lot of soccer together, and obviously playing here at Indiana, one of the best back lines in the nation. Toy trying to be found up top by his teammates, but one of the best backlines in the nation. They work very well together. Both of them get up there in the offensive third and try to make something happen. Andrew Gutman more specifically, but Grant Lillard is going to become very important in this matchup, heading that back line, but also in those set pieces we've already seen just a little bit ago.
Grant Lillard again on the ball. Up to Poncho. Drops it off for Swartz, but he can't keep control with the efforts of Giuseppe Barone. And Michigan State can reset on possession. Long ball forward to Ken Krolicki, but Reese Buckmaster is there. And Ken Krolicki, an interesting case. Grew up in Japan, actually, and then came over when he was in high school around age 14, when his parents chose to switch career and move into the United States.
Yeah, his dad got a new job in the United States, spent the first 14 years of his life in Japan, was acclimated to the Japanese lifestyle. Coming to America, he talked about how he didn't really know what high school was, what high school sports were. His family never played sports in high school, so coming in, he had to get acclimated to the United States, to how the sport culture worked, especially in high school, and obviously doing very well for Michigan State now.
Toy now using his speed, gets by Watungo. A big chance, dropped off for Thomas at the top of the box, can't keep control for too long. Dropped off to Swartz with a big rip, and parried away by Jimmy Hague.